More and more of my engineering college friends are jumping on this trend of doing the whole meal kit thing because we have less and less time to shop and cook meals. And one of the biggest meal providers is HelloFresh. You basically are delivered 4 meals each week, which come with a set of instructions and ingredients inside, which you make yourself, but you will make anything from risotto to fancy meatballs to, well, regular burgers. So in this video, I want to break down how HelloFresh works, and I'll show you the website and everything and how I kind of customize my meals, how much it costs on a weekly basis, and then finally some recommendations after doing this for 5 to 6 weeks with my brother. Okay, so let's take a look at what it looks like online. So I have it pulled up here, and you can see Friday is when I usually get my boxes for the week or the weekly delivery. So you can edit and kind of exchange or add things on. So right here we have the week's lineup that I'm going to be receiving on Friday, which is pretty good lineup. Like you can see there's some variety. There's pork tenderloin, there's some burgers, there's this rigatoni, and then maybe just some chicken, which I subbed out for broccoli. So you can actually sub things out for broccoli. I'll show you how that works. So if I go to next week, and I'm not a huge fan of carrots, I'm just not. So I like to switch it out for broccoli, and I'll pay extra per serving. So you can see now that one, you can, this I have a discount right now, which I will put mine below. I got like 16 free meals. So right now it's costing me about $70 a week, which we'll go over price in a little bit. But because I add on the broccoli, it's like, oh, I'm gonna charge you extra. So I'm just gonna press save. And then you can see, you can add on, so you can see right here, brunch, cinnamon swirl pancakes, like that looks really good. And then you can add on per serving. So you can add on a snack board or any other of these things, like these ones sold out. This looks pretty good, pumpkin chocolate chip muffins. So you can add on all this stuff and you get like free stuff as you keep going, which makes it kind of fun. So I'm gonna press skip because I don't wanna add anything this week because I spent enough money on food. And then it's saying, okay, your order's complete, cool. And then you can see right here that I get a reward. So on the 6th week, I will get another reward. The first one was like a cheesecake. It was pretty good. But this is how simple it is. And then you can just keep going and looking at the next week. Like you can go all the way out to November and see and switch out. I will say I have a lot of cheeseburgers. I need to start like figuring out, I don't want to eat a cheeseburger every week. So I need to figure out how to like make that one a little bit healthier, maybe swap it out with something else. So you have that option as well, like down here, you can add extra meals, which makes it kind of fun, right? Because if you're getting tired of the same meals, they'll swap them out, like, so there's a good of variety. But if you like really want to have some steak or something, you can add it on. So this would be like 20 bucks and be like, oh, I want an extra meal this week. But honestly, my brother and I have a hard enough time getting through all the meals for the week, so I can't even imagine trying to add another one on top of it. So as I kind of mentioned, I've been doing this with my brother for about 5 or 6 weeks now, and we typically will unload it on Fridays into our mini fridge just because it makes it easier to remember to actually cook the meals. So he's 24, I'm 25, so you're getting it like a recommendation kind of from the mid-20s where we're just trying to like actually cook food now rather than like just eat chips for dinner. So that's kind of the goal there. Typically we'll do 2 meals on the weekends. So we'll do one on Saturday and one on Sunday. Specifically Sunday because the House of the Dragon show is on at 6. So that gives us a nice incentive to do that. So that's tonight. So we will be cooking tonight as well. And then you have 2 meals left for the weekend or for the week. So the weekdays are a little bit harder because we work, right? And then I also like work out and I have YouTube and all kinds of stuff. So it gets kind of hectic. That's why I only like to cook 2 meals during the week because it's like, we're like, oh, we're too lazy. Like we don't want to do it. So that's why I do the 2 and the 2. So the instructions are fairly simple. A lot of it involves the oven, which I love because it's super easy to throw like meatballs or green beans or potatoes in the oven while you're cooking like your meat on the stove. And it's also a nice break because there's also really super intensive like recipes like risotto that take a lot of attention. As you saw before, the price is around $70 to $80 per week, which I actually don't find that bad because it makes it about $10 a meal per person, which isn't really that bad considering if I go out, I'm spending like $20 at least if I'm getting like just one little thing that doesn't even include a drink or anything. But you do get a good amount per meal. So you'll get like a full meal, like a burgers and fries, meatballs and green beans, Chicken and couscous was another one, and then also pork chops and green beans. So lots of vegetables, lots of variety. And as I mentioned before, I used like one of those little discount codes where you get like 16 meals for free. So I'll link mine below if you guys want to try HelloFresh. It's not like $0. They like spread out the meals throughout, so just like be cautious of that because you're not getting like 16 free meals. You're not getting a couple boxes for free. You have to, I think my first box was like $30, next one's like 40, and then it kind of escalates from there. So they spread out the discount throughout, so it's not like you're just getting free food. But I will link it below if you're interested. So our main goal was actually just to eat a little bit healthier, as in like have a little bit more veggies, but we weren't trying to like lose weight. We're not on like this diet HelloFresh. You saw we were eating some burgers, there was some leniency in there, and it was really to get us to start cooking and honestly to use it as an activity as well. So our goals was not to save extreme amounts of money, and it was not to lose weight. So just keep that in mind as I talk about my recommendations. My first recommendation is to do HelloFresh with a roommate or a sibling or somebody who lives with you, because it's really hard to motivate yourself to get up and cook a full meal 4 times a week. I did not realize how much motivation I needed, and not having a person to do it with, I would have really struggled. My second recommendation is to cluster this activity with another one. So kind of make a deadline. So like I said before, on Sundays, we always cook a meal, and that's like habit because we have a show on Sunday. So we try to hit the deadline before we hit the show, so we eat and we can watch TV. Now, I recommend doing that because it will motivate you to actually get a meal done, and you'll start forming these habits where it's just like a thing now, and then you don't even have to think about trying to force yourself to cook. My last recommendation is to realize how much time actually goes into these meals. So be prepared for the amount of effort that goes to these meals. They're about like 30 to 60 minutes a meal, and they're not hard. I'm not saying that they're hard, it's just like there's a lot that goes into it, and there's like a lot of instructions that are do this while this. So it's like put the potatoes in the oven while you're flipping the burgers, or mix the water in the risotto while you're dunking these meatballs. And it's like, you have to be kind of cognizant of that because it's kind of intense. And especially if I was doing this alone, I would really, really struggle to do this without my brother. Overall, I hit both of my goals, right? I wanted to save a little bit of money on groceries or eating out, and I also wanted to eat a little bit more healthy, a little bit more veggies per se. And I did both of those things. Now, I didn't do anything extreme. I'm not like losing weight or, you know, saving tons of money, but it did hit both my goals. So I recommend it if you're in your mid to late 20s. I'm really enjoying it. I have a great time doing it with my brother. It was really fun to even film the B-roll for this video and just have him like flip the burger and get it on camera. I just think it's really fun, like bonding sibling time. Now, speaking of green food, I have a video that's all about the productivity of the color green, which I thought was kind of an interesting concept. So if you're interested in kind of hearing more about how the green in your life can increase productivity, I will link it here. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time.